We're going to take a turn to what you need to know. Some of the copy-pasting, snarky commenting from Tuesday that leads the news on Wednesday. Chris Harris Jr., after a protracted negotiation that turned acrimonious at times, the Broncos and Harris settled on a one-year adjustment to his contract, basically money for nothing, from $8.8 million to $12.05 million with no strings attached, other than he'll show up, which is what he hadn't done. And it proves that you do have leverage if you stay away from off-season workouts. Sometimes you can get the team to do something. And, Chris, I was impressed that the Broncos decided to give him another $3.25 million with no extra years on his contract. He still gets to be a free agent next year. This is a great outcome for him. And I think it shows growth and maturity on the part of John Elway, because John Elway's habit has been win every negotiation, even if you crush the other side. I think it's refreshing, and it's a good message to the team that he's taken care of Chris Harris Jr., who had a below-market contract for years.
Yeah, exactly right. It looks good on both sides. It really does. I mean, first off, hey, Chris Harris Jr., he did things the right way in this situation. Yes, he stayed away, but he was very open with the media, talking about the situation, what he was asking for, talking about how he wanted to stay in Denver and how special it was to play for the Broncos. So that looks good from his aspect, and now he gets a little sweetener on top of things for acting appropriately. So we always like to see that, right? Instead of like the squeaky wheel always getting oiled. And then, yeah, with John Elway, I think this was a smart move. I mean, of course, it helped Chris Harris Jr.'s leverage, I think, that it's such a big year for the Denver Broncos in general. They have a true need at the position. If Chris Harris Jr. left, and they would be a little, stuck in a tough spot as far as the cornerback position is concerned. But the biggest thing, I think, just to piggyback off of what you said, Mike, I mean, this goes a long way in the locker room to show guys, hey, you're a team guy. You do things the right way. You don't make a fool out of us in the media when things aren't quite going your way. And we can be respectful and come up with a deal that works for all of us. So from that standpoint, it all looked good.
And it's clear that something that's stuck in Harris's craw, the fact that Kareem Jackson, stranger to the organization, signs a 3-year, $33 million contract with $12 million in cash flow this year, Chris, because Chris Harris now has $12.05 million in cash flow. That was something he wanted, and he said so. He told Mike Kliss of 9 News in Denver, I wanted to be the number one paid cornerback on this team. Nothing against Kareem Jackson, but I wanted to be number one. And now he vows to hit the market next year and be the top paid corner in the NFL. When you look at the market, hasn't moved at all since Josh Norman in 2016. Maybe Harris has a chance to surpass Josh Norman next year.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't think he does. I think he has a chance to probably stay around the same type of average salary that he's going to get this year, 12.5, maybe $13 million. Again, this is a guy that's played 8 years in the NFL at the cornerback position. So it's starting to go downhill a little bit. He's still really good, don't get me wrong. And he certainly deserved to be paid like the highest paid corner on the Denver Broncos, because he is the best corner on the Denver Broncos. He's put in the most work there. And yes, Kareem Jackson, who's a really good player, is a newbie to the team. So I understand that just from, pure locker room, just what do I want to say? Pecking order. That's where it makes sense there. So yeah, I expect Chris Harris Jr. to hit the free open market next year, but I don't know if he's ever going to compete with those top dollars, Mike. I'd have a hard time believing that one.
Well, he got more money, and he still has the chance to chase even more money next year.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.